Hello everyone, my name is David Luchford, and today I'm going to be teaching you 6 strategies for learning ancient Greek vocabulary. Strategy 1 is to make actual links with English. When I say that, I mean we can learn the meanings of Greek words by linking them with English words that are either derived from them or related to them. So for example, say we had to learn the meaning of the noun nauters. Nauters means sailor. And if we transliterated the stem of nauters, we would get naut, which gives us words like nautical, for example. And so if you could make that link, then it would help you to remember that nauters means sailor. With regard to third declension nouns, the oblique stems of these nouns often give us English words. So for example, the noun pous, which means foot, has the oblique stem pod. That gives us the word podiatrist. A podiatrist is a foot doctor. So if you can make actual links with English, then it can enable you to remember the meanings of Greek words. My second strategy for you is to make personal links with English. Now, what do I mean by personal links? Well, a personal link is one that works for you even though there is no actual connection between that English word or English phrase and the Greek word. So, for example, the noun doulos means slave. You might think that doulos sounds like do lots, and a slave is somebody who does lots of work, lots of labour. And so if you can remember that doulos sounds like do lots, and remember that a slave does lots, then that could help you get to the meaning slave. You can make these personal links that work for you. My third strategy for you is actually to make links to Greek. You can link Greek words with other Greek words that you already know. For example, the noun strategos means general. Now, if you know the noun stratos, which means army, and the verb agor, which means lead, then you can realise that strategos comes from both those words and refers to the leader of an army, or in other words, a general. My fourth strategy for you is the classic cover and check method. This method requires you to have a list of vocabulary in front of you, like the one that I have got here, for example. And essentially, the way this works is, after you've tried to learn the meanings of these words using strategies like those I've already mentioned, you can test yourself with regard to these meanings by covering up the meanings on one of these vocab lists, and then by looking at each word and asking yourself if you can remember the meaning or meanings of that word. So for example, I could ask myself, what does boer mean? And I think it means shout. I can then move this additional piece of paper down to reveal that it does in fact mean shout. And I could also test myself on the subgroup that it belongs to, for instance. And you just go through the list in this way. So despoters, I think it means master, and then I can reveal that it means master. And you can test yourself like this. If there are any nouns you don't know, say there are only a few in a big list, then you can make a new list just with those nouns to focus your testing on those weak nouns. But you should, of course, consolidate your knowledge of nouns that you get right as well in the future. If you get the majority of nouns in a list wrong, then I would say you should revise the whole list again, essentially. But if there's only a few in a big list that you get wrong, you can make a new list, focusing on those nouns that you have a weaker knowledge of the meanings of. Now, my fifth strategy for you is to use flashcards. Flashcards are these cards where you have a prompt or a question on one side and you have the answer on the other. With vocab, you would have the Greek word on one side and you would have the English meaning or meanings on the other. Now, you can make physical flashcards. You can buy pre-made, pre-cut flashcards on Amazon, or you can make them yourself, and that may be particularly appealing to those of you that are into arts and crafts. However, in today's digital age, there is also a very popular and useful app for flashcards called Quizlet. So here is the home screen of the app Quizlet. And just to show you how it works quickly, if we press the plus button and then we press flashcard set and then we tap create manually, we can make flashcards. So you write a name for your set of flashcards. So I've just called this set Greek Vocab 1. And before I add them, I'm also going to tap the cog there and make it so that only I can see it, because otherwise people will be able to use my flashcards. If you're not worried about that, okay, if you're not worried about people plagiarizing your flashcards, then you're free to leave it public. Okay, to make the flashcards, you can put the Greek word in the term box, and you can actually select the language as Greek. However, they don't have ancient Greek as a separate option. Anyway, you can then write the word that you want. So we can put doulos here. This is the Hoplite Greek keyboard, which you can get on iOS and Android. There we have the noun doulos. You can see some people have already made entries with doulos. So you can use the autocomplete suggestion if you want, but I would recommend writing it in your own way. So I'm going to put doulos with the appropriate form of the definite article. And I will also add the subgroup there as well, so I see the subgroup each time I see the noun. However, you could put that in the definition if you want to test yourself on the subgroup as I did before. In the definition, I'm going to put slave. You can see somebody's already put that for doulos. And in this way, you can make a set of flashcards. To add a new flashcard, you press the plus there. Once you've made your set of flashcards, you will see it here, and you have different options. The standard one is just tapping flashcards, and then your flashcards will appear. However, you can see that it's got the English first, and unless I want to go English to Greek, I need to change that. And you can do that by pressing the cog up here, and then selecting front as Greek. Okay, but you can switch it up if you want to do some English to Greek. You can also put shuffle on so the flashcards are in a random order. Now, you can see how this works. We've got nauters, ho, 1D. So, do I remember the meaning of nauters? Yes, I think I do. I think it is sailor. To reveal it, you tap on it, and you can see it is in fact sailor. I swipe right to say that I got it right, and then I've got a new noun. And you go through your flashcards in this way, and once you've gone through them all, it will get you to redo the ones that you didn't get last time. Okay, so it tests you on the ones that your knowledge is weaker with regard to the meanings of. Now, one other thing about Quizlet is some people have made their sets of flashcards public. I would advise you not to use those because they frequently contain mistakes, and I think that there is something to be said for actually writing or typing these words yourself, okay, in terms of its impact on your ability to recall their meanings. That is to say, I think it has a positive impact on your ability to recall their meanings. And the same applies to the autocomplete suggestions, actually. There are sometimes mistakes in those. I know I have seen mistakes in those, so you can't always trust what somebody else has put in to Quizlet. Do be on guard against learning false information. Finally, my sixth strategy for learning ancient Greek vocabulary is to listen to audio recordings of the vocabulary. Now, you can make these yourself. You can make a recording where you say the Greek word and the meaning or meanings, as well as other relevant information about the word, like the appropriate form of the definite article in the nominative singular, which lets you know the gender, and also the oblique stem for 3A or 3B nouns. You can record as much or as little information as you please, and you can listen to it while you're doing other things. You could be doing the washing up, going for a walk. You could be doing a variety of tasks while you listen to a recording of yourself saying ancient Greek vocabulary. Now, if you don't want to listen to yourself, okay, if you feel awkward listening to yourself speak, because I must say I haven't done that to learn vocab in my own experience, I should say that I do intend to create some of these audio packs myself. For instance, I'm planning on making one for Vocabulary Checkpoint 1 in my Ancient Greek course. So if you wish to listen to my dulcet tones as you do the washing up, and you wish to consolidate your knowledge of the Greek vocab from my course, then you should be able to do so. But those are my 6 strategies for you for learning Ancient Greek vocabulary. I hope that they help. If this video has been useful, please do give it a like, okay? And please do press the subscribe button too. Don't forget that, okay? If you want to see more videos like this, please press subscribe. And finally, if you have any feedback at all, please do leave a comment. But for now though, I must say thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you again next time.